Hey friends, what's up? How's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Scents. A little bit ago, I asked you guys what fragrances give you ultimate confidence. Like if you're looking for a boost in confidence, you're looking for a pick-me-up, what are you reaching for? What are you gonna spray on? And that's what we got here today. 10 of your choices to step up your game, to boost up your confidence. And I'm looking at these choices that you have made, and they're pretty good. Proud of you guys, like always. You always come through in the clutch. I ask you guys and you deliver. So that's what we're talking about today. Your choices for the fragrances that you spray on when you gotta boost yourself up. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about them. And friends, as always, these will be linked in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there. So avant-garde. The code is Ashton20. I don't know how I feel about that code. I think Gents20 would have been better, but that's what it is. So you shop at So Avant-Garde, baby. There you go, 20% off. If you shop at twistedlily.com or maxaroma.com, it is still Gents10 for 10% off. And at luckyscent.com, it is Gents2023 from beginning of April to the end of June this year for 10% off. Before we jump into it, I want to thank everybody who submitted their fragrance that boosts their confidence, and also everybody who voted with Up Dudes. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. You know, doing the back and forth on these videos, always look forward to it. All right, the first one, and this was the very first comment, the most upvoted comment. This is the winner. Give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back. Adam Pilarski, Ombre Leather, makes me feel so well put together. In the right situation, Portrait of a Lady is just phenomenal, beyond compare. And finally, I loved wearing Terra Nova, of all things, a few weeks ago to a conference. I felt great. So the first one that you mentioned, Ombre Leather, Tom Ford. What can we say? One of the most wearable, most complimentable, most versatile fragrances, leather fragrances out there. Yeah, versatile, that's a new fragrance word. This one is absolutely fantastic. So I agree with you there. If you're looking for a fragrance that you can wear that's gonna make you smell amazing and gonna give off that, you know, sexy, mysterious, but still masculine type vibe, Ombre Leather. In the right situation, Portrait of a Lady, phenomenal beyond compare. Not gonna disagree with that at all. And the fact that you can rock that shows that you have confidence in who you are already. And then the last fragrance, Terra Nova, that's mine. Where I didn't set it up this way, that was the #1 comment. So thank you, Terra Nova, certified conference banger. You go into a fragrance, there you go. That's like a very niche use. I mean, normally people would say office wear or work wear, but frig that, conference wear. Thank you, Adam, for the support of Terra Nova, of getting it, of wearing it, of enjoying it. And of course, it's in every Perfumania, every fragrance outlet store in the US. You can also order it online, which is linked below. Gents Scents is the code for 20% off that. Let's keep it moving. Big Dusty, Big Tonka. Big Dusty, Big Tonka. I like that name. The Tonka could have two meanings. Could be Tonka bean, like fragrances, or it could be like Tonka trucks. Yeah, which one? Honestly, right now it's Dior Homme 2020. It's just so comforting smelling for such a versatile scent. I almost said versatile. It's taking over my mind. So Dior Homme 2020, this guy has been slowly getting more and more love as time goes on. A great woody, modern fragrance, as you said. Extremely versatile, people love it. Really, to me, this is like one of the go-to modern masculine scents. Woody, fresh, spicy. Yeah, I love the iris that Dior Homme made popular, made famous, but I've really come around to loving this too. Christopher M up next, and he says, Ganymede. Hands down, if there was ever a perfect fragrance, I'd say this is it. This is funny, I shot a video a little bit ago where I had you guys give me hype beast fragrances and I had to rank them, like the ones that were my most favorite to least favorite, maybe not exactly most favorite to least favorite, but like best to worst. And this was one of the fragrances that was put up there as a hype beast. And I really like Ganymede a lot. I mean, when I smell this, oh man, it's just so fresh and has this great minerality. One of the fragrances, above all other fragrances, to me anyway, that when you smell it, That minerality comes through so clearly. And then of course that leather in here is also done with a fresh edge, which does give it great wearability once again. And I could see this being a confidence booster. I think it's quite unique in what it does, how it does it, while still maintaining that people-pleasing feel. Rare Individual up next says, I reach for Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Toilette. Such an underrated fragrance and the beginning to a beautiful line of fragrances, masculine, classy, and unique. It's truly a masterpiece. I will not argue with anything you said there. I actually really love this line of fragrances. Just about all of them, actually. Probably the one that is my least favorite of the whole bunch is L'Homme Ideal Sport, but I don't think that's bad either. So on the whole, very strong. Do I wish that it was easier to find, the whole line I mean, in the United States? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's not that easy sometimes. You could always order some of them from like Harrods and just pay a jacked up shipping price to the US, I guess. So there is that. But there was a time that you could find the L'Homme Ideal fragrances at discounters with regularity. Unfortunately, that time has gone. The Eau de Parfum Extreme, those pop up from time to time. But this one, the Eau de Toilette, you can still find with regularity. And I do think it's very nice, very good, as you said. Versatile, people-pleasing, compliment pulling. It does all those things. And it's not as played out as some of the other more popular fragrances out there. And of course, the almond note in here, really nice. Shrey Kundra. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. If I did, I'm sorry. Amouage Jubilation 25. That fragrance is stuff of legend. Yes, it is, but it's not the only legendary fragrance in here. We've got one coming up that might be even more legendary than this one. Jubi 25 though, this is the fragrance of kings, of emperors. And man, it is good. That berry sweetness that it has off the top, extremely unique. When you smell it, you know right away what it is if you're familiar with it. Rich, opulent, decadent. It's all of those things. It's sweet, it's warm, absolutely stunning in cool weather, fantastic performance, just like you would expect from Amouage. And this will go down as one of the greatest men's Amouage fragrances that has ever been and will ever be. QN up next. Hey QN, how's it going? Hope you're well. Varvatos Artisan Pure. It uplifts not only my spirit, but my overall mood around others. Yeah, I could absolutely see this being a mood lifter. It's very clean. It has this great opening with a number of citrus notes in there, and they have a smoothness to them. They don't have any tartness, bitterness, harshness, nothing like that. As I said, it's really clean, classy, easy to wear in just about any situation in the spring and summertime. And it's another former hype beast here. Artisan Pure got a ton of love when it came out, and it still deserves love. I've always enjoyed this one, still enjoy it to this day, and I think it's a great choice. The Amazing Robin. Robin of Locksley, or like Batman and Robin? Herod makes me feel better. Light and soothing, but still has a coziness to it. Herod I can get behind. This is a great tobacco fragrance. One of the nicer, more wearable, more approachable niche tobacco fragrances. And by that I mean if you're looking for a higher end tobacco scent, but you still want it to have that mass appeal, that ease of use, Herod is a great place to start out. Said that weird start. Hey, not sure how many people out there would call it light and soothing. Generally, I think it's actually got pretty good performance, but I agree with you on the cozy factor, which that should be a new way that we rank out and talk about fall and wintertime fragrances. And what's the cozy factor on this one? I mean, I'm looking for like a 7.5, 8 cozy factor, you know? I want it cozy enough that somebody's gonna be, you know, wanting to cuddle up with me, but not so cozy that I fall asleep underneath an Afghan blanket. Michael Tracy. Now this one, out of everything mentioned here today, surprised me the most in the best way. Inika Field Notes from Paris. Without question, it's his go-to booster. Beautiful from beginning to end and a wonderful compliment grabber. Field Notes from Paris, man, that's just tugging at my heartstrings. I'm gonna spray this on actually. I'm gonna spray it on a tester strip because I'm already wearing a fragrance. I don't want to Frankenstein those together. It might not work so well, but I do want to smell it. I love Field Notes from Paris. I've got a couple bottles of it. It's a fragrance that I fell in love with years ago. Back, I think maybe a little bit before I started the channel. Yeah, maybe like a couple months before then. I've told this story before, but Scent Trunk used to have this subscription service. So you would sign up for it. They would send you samples each month of different fragrances, and you were supposed to like rate them and review them. And based off of what you liked and you didn't like, they would tailor your box each month going forward. So supposedly, you know, it would get better, it would learn, and then give you stuff that you would like more. They stopped doing that quite a while ago, and now the company is something completely different, but that's what it used to be. And that's where I smelled this first. I really, really enjoy it. It's a different kind of tobacco fragrance. It's got a great clean aspect to it, a good amount of coriander in there. The tobacco is also more like tobacco blossom instead of just a full-on like pipe tobacco. It's very smooth, relaxing, just a great chill fragrance. And for me, that one is like early spring as everything is starting to kind of pop back to life. And then the transitional period from summer into fall. Really love it. Patrick Jacobson says, YSL La Nuit Alone. I personally love the smell, and so do the people around me. Overall, just a great fragrance. Also, lately, I've been wearing the YSL EDP Intense. So La Nuit Alone, what can we say, right? La Nuit Alone, one of the most popular men's fragrances ever when we're talking designers, and especially when you drill down a little more and you start talking date night fragrances, date night designer fragrances, this would be on the Mount Rushmore of that. Cardamom in the opening here is to die for. That's what everybody loves, so much so that anytime cardamom gets mentioned, La Nuit Alone comes up. So yeah, wonderful fragrance, fall, winter, or evenings in general. I'm gonna do two more, so we're gonna do one bonus one. Nishad Rout. Again, if I butchered your name, I'm sorry. Dior Homme Intense / Prada L'Homme Intense. These two probably define confidence-inducing fragrances. So you've got Iris, and then you also have Iris, and they're both intense. So you like intense Iris, intense. But yeah. Dior Homme Intense, massive love of mine. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. Yes, it's a creamy, lipsticky, makeup-y Iris, whatever, but friggin' awesome. Late nights, when you're wanting to smell classy, formal situations, this is one of the best of all time. And then Prada L'Homme Intense, I think probably the best Prada L'Homme fragrance, and also discontinued, very hard to find in the US, so that sucks. But what they did here with that soapy, powdery Iris, that Prada L'Homme DNA, you know, making it a little more masculine, giving it that leather edge, I thought was really well done. And the last one, a bonus entry, if you will, Johnny O. Johnny, you are a man, much like myself. Drakkar Noir, or some version of Aqua de Jo. Both are nostalgic, and they have always been in my collection. Still get compliments on each. If I'm having a tough week, I'm reaching for them at the start of my next day to turn it around. The power of Drakkar Noir. It's super cheap nowadays at discounters, and it still works. Don't take it from me, take it from Johnny O. And Aqua de Jo, of course, Aqua de Jo is gonna work. I mean, that fragrance DNA is just unstoppable, apparently. So just wanted to throw that one out there. Thank you, Johnny, and thank you everybody else for your submissions. And thank you for hanging with me until the end here. Stay safe out there, guys. And I have something up on the community tab right now, so if you wanna drop a comment on that one or vote or whatever, there's something up there. I don't know exactly what the theme is on that one, but there's something. Thank you all, stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.